system at Old Millard Park especially has a lot to offer and attracts people from a distance. And it's just a matter of letting people know what we have here. I got a compliment last year from a person. She didn't know I was the mayor, and I said I was from Bucyrus. Well, sure, she lives in Columbus, and Mom lives in Sandusky. And so she said, "You're from Bucyrus?" She said, "Well, you know what? I drive through that all the time. That's a town that I could live in." You know, and I thought, man, that really made me feel good. And it's just from that, coming through that Sandusky Avenue corridor and that traffic that you mentioned, James, you know, that tells people what we think of our city. And we have thousands of people, especially summertime, that come through that. That's why we planted trees down there. Because all the trees that were there when I was a kid now are pretty much all gone. We have to make this town attractive. People look at this stuff, you know, and they say we compete with areas of our size for living here. Right? And that's why the town has to look good. Downtown has to be clean, full. The park system, we love the art park, what that has done to the downtown area. And the events that we have can't be topped. So, who's next?
Okay. I turned it off. Okay. Well, okay. I believe that we have a beautiful city. You know, you look at the Crawford County Fair, you know, that's a once a year event. I believe that if we promote the fairgrounds to have carnivals come in and attractions, I think that would attract a lot of people. I mean, that's what, 1 week a year that we're using that. And I think that it can be done a lot more. The Bratwurst Festival, which my brother Bill was involved in, basically when it first started, wasn't really a big thing, but it's grown to the point where everybody knows the Bucyrus Bratwurst Festival. I don't care if you live in Columbus or whatever. And people coming through this town, you mentioned Bucyrus, to people in Columbus, they go to the lake. They go right through Bucyrus. A lot of those people will stop at the local businesses like Cooper's Market, Cooper's Mill up there. They'll stop for their picking company. They stop there. They stop and look at the murals. It's a vision for people. And as far as answering your question, I think there's a lot of things that could be done to get more people into the town, as Jeff mentioned down at the ball field. That attracts a lot of people. They're in here, they're gonna spend money, they're gonna eat. Maybe they'll get a motel room, whatever, depending on where they're at. I think we just need to promote that a little bit more to get more people in this town. People know of Bucyrus. What we need to do is just execute the fact that we have open hands and arms for them. We want them to come into our town, and I think they'll do it. And we get a good thing going here, so that's how I feel about that. Thank you.
I like all those ideas.
I want to step that up a big step though. I want to turn this into a little destination town. Places where I jump in the motorhome and drive 5 states away to go to. I want to see, this town was built on Prohibition booze at one time. I want to see a couple breweries back in this town. Like Dostal used to be here. Maybe trainloads of people coming from Chicago, getting off here. I talked to Amtrak, that might be a possibility again. I remember riding up Chicago all the time for the weekends and stuff, and my parents would go shopping up there and come back. But I'd like to see, it's so many of houses that, unless you're in the business I'm in, you don't realize how strong that Underground Railroad was in this town. There's a bunch of houses with little hidden rooms. I found one totally by accident. The people lived in the house for 30 years, never knew it was there. There was Civil War rifles, newspapers, all kinds of stuff in this hidden room. So there's a bunch of really neat history in this town, and I would love to promote some of that, make it a destination place. Those murals, are you kidding me? Those things are gorgeous downtown. This is not something that every town has. No town has that kind of stuff. So we need to really promote that and make it a place you want to go for the weekend, because you know what you do when you go to those places for the weekend? you spend crazy money. And the next thing you do is you say, you know, it's kind of cool going to that place. Maybe we might just get a house there. And the next thing you know, you move there. We've all done that over the years, all over the place. That's how all these towns get started. But I just think those are the tourist dollars are your big dollars for local business. Those are the crazy money. And I think we could get a lot more of that here. There's a bunch of little weekends we could sponsor. I just got all kinds of crazy ideas for some of that stuff to give it a shot, see how it works out. The mayor, you've done some great things with the cruise and night, something I wanted to bring back years ago. There's a bunch of that stuff that's history from Bucyrus that we could bring back and make it a happening place downtown again. So, thank you.
Okay, well, I agree. I was actually, there's a lady that just opened a business downtown, little antique shop, and she has some great ideas on how we can have a weekend fest every weekend. Great, let's do it. Whatever we can do to promote downtown, our businesses, our facilities, and our people, I'm all for it. He mentioned cruising. My great-grandparents met cruising uptown in the horse and buggy. So we want to go back that far, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, and this is the final question. I know that everyone's we'll just start here and work our way down again. And so to wrap this up, Bucyrus being Crawford County's county seat, how do you plan to help make Bucyrus the leader in the county, but as well as unifying the entire county as one unit?
Oh, boy. How to unify and bring the county together under the auspice of Bucyrus?
Okay, let's see if I can clarify. How can you use Bucyrus as an example for the county to follow, and at the same time, just kind of make this was a submitted question, that's why I'm trying to clarify it. To take Bucyrus as an example for the rest of the county, and then to move forward with a relationship with New Washington and Gallion and Crestline and have joint efforts moving forward for different ventures.
I would make myself available. I'd make my administration available to each and every one of those entities. In order for all of us to survive, be it Gallion, Crestline, New Washington, Bucyrus, we all have to work together. Be it the municipalities and the townships, we have to work together. The county, the township, and each of the cities. In order for us to survive and thrive, we're going to have to work together, which is going to be communication. I've already worked with those people. I have those relationships established. I do not have a problem going to them and saying, hey, this is what we can do. Can you help us in this manner? It's going to take teamwork. It's going to take communication. Even within our own organization, between the mayoral administration and the departments, and especially city council. I mean, everybody has to be communicating, in the know, have the information to make the best decisions possible for all of us.
I actually like this question. It's something I checked in on over the last month or so. I've been going around to the various cities talking to the different agencies, the mayors and what have you. I always thought everybody did that. Had like a weekly, monthly meeting, they all got together, found out they don't do that. And it absolutely needs to happen. We're doubling up on stuff that one agency could take care of. What does that do? Cut your expense in half. So there's no reason not to get more together with all the other, and just like Jenny said, every level from the mayor on down, and see what's going on. I know that we do that commonly in public safety. We have trainings, and I think we should promote as the key city, the seat city of the county, promote monthly grant trainings, state and local officials come in, get all the mayors and stuff together and do that, promote trainings, all kinds of stuff. Education is always a good thing, and when you get enough people together, you can get these agencies to come in and take care of it for you. So I think that's a great idea. It's something that's needed done. I always assumed it was being done, and a large degree it's not being done. I'm sure there are agencies getting together, but I think it's a great idea.
Thank you. Well, we do get together quite often. I just met with Mayor O'Leary about 2 weeks ago. Spent the morning with him. Met with the Crestline Mayor today. I'm a firm believer Crawford County is going to do well. Not just Bucyrus is going to have to do well. We'll take the lead. We're glad to do that. But Galion has to do well too. The better Galion, Crestline, and New Washington, and every spot in between does, the better the whole county is going to do. We're a county of 42,000 people. We used to be 48,000. So we all have the same issue. Now what we're looking for is where can we combine services? Can we combine services and still keep the same level of services and save us money? And we meet about those things. We invested together in the housing study through the partnership, and what we need to do in these communities, what type of housing we're lacking, what type we need to build. We all invest in the partnership. So we do work closely together. We have to work closely together. But Bucyrus is a special place. I mean, we are a jewel, really, of a small town. It's all you got to do is get out of town and look. And you have to go around 10, 20, 30 miles, 40, 50 miles around. Look at even bigger cities. Look what their downtowns look like. We don't have that right here. We are the envy. And we don't need to apologize for that, right? We first and foremost have to do what's best for our residents, right? And that's what we do. But in working together with the commissioners, with the partnership, and with the surrounding government officials, we're all gonna, a rising tide lifts all boats, right? You've heard that saying. And it's true here too. We've got a good thing going. I mean, we really do. The county, I've got a very good relationship with the other mayors. We get along quite well, and but we all let it be known that we're the mayors of our community, and we look out for our residents first. Right? You ready, Mike?
Sure.
Okay, here.
Thanks. I believe that, like, we are the county seat, and we are the example for the county in Bucyrus. We are the leader in that part of it. As far as pulling together, I think what we should do is offer promotions within all the businesses in the county to promote the people that live in our county to shop in our county. And I think that can be done with offering them special deals. You shop local, you're gonna save money. And that's one way of keeping people from going to Mansfield and Marion. People are in the habit right now of just jumping in their car and going to Mansfield. And it's real easy because we got the bypass. We have the control of being able to stop that. It didn't happen overnight, I mean, I've been in the service business my whole life. People that shop locally are gonna get service that they're not gonna get out of town. The local business person is gonna go the extra mile for the customer, and we have the ability to control that and bring that back to Bucyrus. I think with a coordinated effort between the cities, with the business people, with the residents themselves, keeping the money in Bucyrus can be done. And we can give them a discount or whatever, but we need to communicate that part of it. And I think what we need to do is have a business meeting with all the business owners in Crawford County under one roof to get all of their input to get this back in Bucyrus. And that's something that has not been done. The business people have a voice. They are the backbone of our town. I think what we need to do is promote the smaller businesses to get going, because those are jobs. The more local we have, the better off we're gonna be. But that's what my plan is, to get all the businesses together and make something happen and keep people to spend money in Crawford County, to be able to get their tax money. I mean, when people go to Mansfield, that money stays in Mansfield. We want to get that money back in Bucyrus. And I believe it can be done in Bucyrus, Crestline, Gallion, all three towns. And we have the ability to do it. And what we need to do is just get everybody together and make it happen. So that's what I think. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes the mayoral part of tonight's event, and we want to thank again Ms. Vermillion, Mr. Reeser, Mr. Katona, and Mr. Alonis for all coming and sharing their input with us this evening. So thank you. We are going to take a brief intermission, and I will make an announcement when it's time to start getting back in your seats, and then we will have Mr. Fankhauser and Mr. Spiegel come up for the City Council President position.
Oh, yeah.